Are you looking for an easy way to analyze the gold market without using a whole bunch of indicators and other confusing things? Well, you're in the right place because in this video, I'm going to share my entire breakdown of the gold market so that way we can take advantage of all of the moves that's going to happen next week. You're going to learn about my step-by-step analysis, my entries, my profit targets, and any other information that's going to help you better analyze the market. Let's jump right into it. So inside of this market, we can see that price is still very, very bullish. And we do have a bit of a pullback today. So what we're going to do is we're going to get rid of all of this stuff over here. Actually, this is a better way. Remove all of our drawings and then we're going to start fresh. So let's go over to the weekly time frame. We can see very, very clearly that everything is still quite bullish. So let's go ahead and zoom in and see if we can make sense of this. So let me get rid of this because we don't need that anymore. Now what we're going to do, we can see that there are really strong bullish candles that are right here on the gold market. This has tried to push up to 2686, making a new higher high inside of this market. I've lost count as to how many new highs gold has made this past month alone. But anyway, so it tried to push up and then it rejected. So it'll be interesting to see what price is going to do next week. So the first thing I want to draw on this particular market is I want to draw a level right here at the top, mainly because this is a new resistance level inside of the market. And if we want to continue to see buying up above this level, price will really have to push with a lot of volume. So let's go ahead and mark off another level. So another level that I see actually is right down here at 24.92. Mainly, this is a long way to fall. However, this is the most recent support here on the weekly time frame. Now let's go ahead and let me save this. Let's go ahead and go to the daily time frame and see if we can find other levels. And already I am seeing other levels that we could potentially mark up on our charts. So this level that we drew right here, I'm actually going to move it down a little bit, mainly because I see all of these things lining up. I see wicks, I see a fake out right here, and then I also see another rejection here at this level. So now this level is around 24.90. So a nice psychological level inside of the market. Our top level looks great. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to draw another level here on gold at 26.55, mainly because this is a nice support level. We do see a support that has formed right here on this market, and then I'm going to clone this, and then I'm actually going to draw another level. Let's go down a little bit further to 25.56. Now I do remember this level from not this week, but the week prior being a really strong level. And as you can see, price just took off from here. So we definitely want to mark that off. Now let's go ahead and go down to H4 and see if we can find even more levels inside of this market after we reset our chart and make this bigger so we all can see it. So now we can see very clearly that this level that we drew on the daily at 26.55 is a really strong support level, mainly because we have these confirmation of these wicks right here, all of these rejections. We did see a break today and now price is trading below this level. So the next level that I would want to draw would be right around, I'm trying to find the line of best fit, and then I'm also looking at psychological numbers, but let's just draw it around 26.20 at this point, and we may refine as we go down to lower time frames. However, the biggest thing that I'm seeing is all of this support in here, and then we do have some rejections, even though there is a little bit of a gap. And then the other thing that I do want to draw that's just kind of catching my eye, and I'm trying to see if I want to draw it here or here. Let's start here. So the thing that I saw was this resistance level, and then I also saw another little resistance here at 25.93. But then as I move it over to here, this is also kind of a similar resistance level, but it doesn't have as much volume as this level over here. So one thing that I'm looking at is possibly just keeping it here for right now, and then as I go down to lower time frames, just seeing how price looks. So one thing that I do see that I do want to adjust is this level right here at 25.54. I just moved it down just a little bit just to better sit this support, and then also this rejection. Still looking good. So if I go down to this other level that we drew, I believe on the weekly time frame, we can see now that we have a lot more data inside of the zone. And I am going to move this level down. Basically, once again, looking for the line of best fit. I really like price here at 24.79, mainly because we have support, rejection, we have support and rejection here, and then we have a really big rejection right there. And I'm probably not going to draw any levels lower than this, mainly because this would be a lot for price to fall down. And since we're in a very bullish condition on the gold market, I want to prioritize buys, even though there will be short opportunities, and we'll talk about that before we finish this video. So now let's go down to H2, and I'm just going to adjust my space a little bit so that way we could see all of these candles. I don't want to squeeze it in too much because then it gets really hard to see the candles. So one of the things that I see, this level is still looking good. This is still looking good, tapping into the highest high perfectly. This level, it looks a little interesting. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to move this a little bit just to see if I can make sense of this level. Just basically seeing what looks good to me. And actually right here at 26.24, really close to 26.25, a nice round number inside of the market, mainly because we do have quite a bit of support here and rejections. We kind of have the same thing here, but this is looking a lot better to me, especially because when we look at this spot right here, price did push up from this area and not from this area. So I like my level right there. And then on the last time frame, we were kind of looking at this spot. And for right now, I think I do want to move this up a little bit to 25.92, mainly because we have more definition on the resistance levels and it's still looking quite clean to me. One level I do want to play around with is this level right here. So let me pull it down just to see if I like it. Yeah, this one's a little tricky, but for right now, I will move it down to 25.48, especially because it's really close to 25.50. Nice psychological levels. As you can see, this is a theme here on gold. So looking at these levels over here, and I made this adjustment on the last time frame. It is looking great. Going to leave that alone. Now let's go down to the H1 time frame and look at our levels with a little bit more detail. And every time you go down in a time frame, there is more detail. So looking good here. Let me see what will happen if I just move this just a little bit. This is looking really good to me. Now the level is at 26.53, mainly because we have all of these rejections and support inside of this level. We do have a clean break here. We do see a resistance forming here. And then if we look here, still looking great. Here, this is looking a lot better, mainly because we have a lot more detail around this area. And this is looking good. All right, this is all looking good. Okay, so this level right here that we made an adjustment on, now we can see, and this level is at 24.78. Like I said, it will take a lot of volume for price to push down here. However, one thing that I do see is that price is respecting this level quite a bit, even though we do have this touching or pretty much right in the center of the zone is totally okay. And then here we do have a section where price is going down and then pushing up. This is basically some sort of fake out. This is okay. Everything else, if we're looking left, looks perfectly aligned. So now this is a point where we talk about what my game plan looks like for the upcoming week, what my profit targets, my entries and my exits and all of that will look like. And before we get into that, if you haven't checked out and joined the Profitable Traders Academy, you are missing out, especially because yesterday we had our last call of the month and there were so many questions and there were a lot of good answers that were given. So be sure to join that so that way you can get answers to your questions in trading, get help with your charts, your analysis, your entries, your exits, your risk management, all of those good things for a very, very low price. And as new members join this membership program, the price will increase and people who join now will be essentially grandfathered in to the price that we currently have. So Go ahead and check that out at profitabletradersacademy.com. Sign up. Do not miss out. This is the most comprehensive and most value packed program I have seen at this price point ever. Ever. So go ahead and check it out, profitabletradersacademy.com. Now let's get into the plan portion of the video where I talk about my entries, exits, and profit targets. So as I mentioned before, we have price that is currently below this level that we just drew. This is a nice clean area. And I really like to trade from these zones. So one thing that I'm seeing at the moment is this little level right here. So I'm just going to mark this off. Actually, let me make this whole area bigger so that way we could all zoom in on this price. All right, amazing. Make sure everybody could still see. Perfect. All right. So like I said, I wanted to mark off this level mainly because this is a little support. We do have price doing something, but I'm not too worried about that. So one of the things that I see that I also want to mark off is I do see a resistance level in here. And I did try to take a trade last night, a very, very low risk trade, just because I saw that there were some things that could possibly happen. That idea did not work out, but I only risked a little bit. But if you look on this channel, there are some other trades that I took advantage of, and those were really big gainers. So, I love this game. But anyway, so here is this level that I marked off, and I marked off this level at 2670, mainly because this is a really clean resistance level. And as you can see from here, price just came down completely. So one of the things that I would be looking at inside of this market, because we had so much bullish volume, I believe that there is room for price to continue to correct. However, the news, catalysts, and events that will take place next week will determine that. So even though I'm still bullish, I'm still very cautious. And I do see that from this level, price could come down to here. And as you can see, if we look left, we can see that this was a really strong level. This level is at 2624, 2625. Mainly price kept zigzagging back in here, and then once it got up above this zone, it came in, tapped in, rejected, tapped in, rejected, tapped in, and then this took off. So this was a move that I did not catch because this happened during London session, but this was a really nice move. And then price just continued to consolidate with one last push before price started to sell off and correct like it has been doing all Friday. So anyway, so this is an idea for a short-term short. I wouldn't be looking for shorts, but let's just say if I wanted to take a short-term one, this would be an idea. Generally, I'd be looking for buys. So of course, as I mentioned before, if price is above here, I would be looking for a buy up into this resistance level right here. And as you can see, this is 160 pips, which can be really, really nice depending on the account size. So I currently have two funded accounts, one at 100K, one at 200K for a total of 300K. So this would be amazing. So this would be an idea that I would be looking for. And just to make this very clear, inside of this section, I would not be interested in trading at all. So this for me would be a no trade zone. And then of course, if price continues to push up like it has based on price correcting and the news catalysts that come out next week, just kind of playing it by ear. Another idea I have is buying all the way up to here to this all-time high. And this is about 160 pips. And then let's just say if there was no more information and price continued to do something up in here. I mean, I don't know where price is going. I have no prior market structure to kind of gauge what could possibly happen. So if price was to get up in here, basically I am not taking any trades inside of the zone just because I have no idea as to what price could do. Depending on you and your trading plan, you can do whatever you want, but that is just my plan. And then of course, if we extend this level out just a little bit, and let's just say there was a lot of selling inside of the gold market, mainly because the dollar is pretty strong based on the rate cut that happened last week by 50 basis points or 0.5%. Then if I was interested in the short, this is kind of messy right here. So I would kind of look at something below this level. And then another kind of interesting area is about right here. So this price point is 26.14, and then this price point is 26.05. And this would kind of be, if I was to take a short-term short opportunity, it would be a little bit risky, but depending on the volume, coming down here, this is 95 pips. And then the next target point for me would be right here at, what is this? 82 points. And then of course you can continue this down. Of course, if the market has enough volume, I don't see it as a far-fetched idea to come back down to 25.92. So that would be about 1,000 pips, which the market has done before. If you go back in the past, you can see that price has made 800 pip drops, 900 pip drops, 1,500 pip drops. Now, I hope that that doesn't happen, but it could. So just making sure that you just pay attention to things that happened in the past to help you determine what your target should be in the future. And that's pretty much how I trade. And this is going to be my trading plan for this upcoming week. If you found this helpful, go ahead and give this video a like and comment in the comment section below what you liked and just some of your takeaways from this video, because I want it to be very valuable for you. So go ahead and do that in the comment section below, and I'll see you next week.